And here we are.
Here we are. Here we be.
You got shorter something there. It looks like
Huh?
did you forget the Sears catalog in your chair or what? You look like you're shorter.
Oh, it's probably just because I've got the MacBook is like kind of flipped back a little bit more. I guess maybe.
Oh,
Um,
okay. It's like, yeah, there's
yeah,
something a little bit shorter there, so I wasn't sure.
yeah. I haven't
So,
changed it, so I think it's just the
ah,
way I have it. Yeah, I've just got it tilted back a little bit more, I guess. So tilt it
so I
down a
get it.
little bit, make it look like I was a little bit taller,
Yeah, there you
right?
go.
Yeah,
So,
it'll help just a
what's new and
tad bit.
exciting at your end of things?
Busy. It's you know how it is this time of year. Everybody's booking up and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just got this weekend, and then I think there's some stuff going on during the week next week. People got some bookings and yeah. Then of course we've got the usual. Later this month we have. Told everybody about this over and over. I'm tell you one more time. We're doing a event, a special public investigation with the Asher Walton House here in a couple of weeks, October 29th, Saturday, 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. Only doing 20 tickets, 10 tickets per location. Everybody will switch out off and on throughout the night. Everybody's going to meet up at Asher Walton House. We'll kind of go over things, form groups, and bring everybody and kind of put them in each building and all that good stuff. But there are still, I think, 6 tickets left when I checked yesterday. So if you want tickets to this, you should get them soon, because once we get closer, everybody's going to be figuring out what they're doing for Halloween, and they're going to be looking for tickets. And once they're gone, they're gone. We're not going to be adding any more. So yeah. And of course, you can go to rhodeshotel.com to buy those tickets. Yeah. I want to add that
And you
in
guys
there, right?
you're only doing 20 tickets, right?
Yeah. Yep. 20 tickets, 10 per location, and then rotating throughout the night. So, we figured the best thing would probably be just rotating off and on, instead of like putting everybody in one building for half the night and then flip them over into another building. Change it up a little bit and just kind of get it to where they'll switch out a few times in each building. So should be a good time.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. I mean, get a chance to hit two locations, and they're just at the end of each block at the block. I mean, they're both on the
Yeah.
same street and the same everywhere. You're just walking back and forth down the street, and that's it. So
Yeah. Yeah. There's literally just one house in between the two properties. So, yeah. So anybody that, you come over for the event, I mean, you're literally going to be walking from each location to the other. It's that close.
yeah, so it
So
should work out pretty well.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And of course, just to throw the other stuff in there since we've got time tonight, since it's just you and I, um, we have the public investigations that we do every month. So if I think there's still some tickets left for November and still tickets left for December. So limited to 10. You guys want to get tickets, rhodeshotel.com. And of course, your money that you spend to be in Rhodes Hotel goes to Lost Limbs Foundation. So you get to investigate and you're helping a good cause at the same time.
yep. So yeah, it should be a good one. I mean, and you guys are pretty busy this month anyway. In fact, I'm just looking at the calendar here. You've got
Yeah.
this Friday open, and the 28th is a Friday that's open. Other than that,
Yeah.
the Saturdays are all booked in October. So if you're
Yeah.
looking at doing a private, you've got on a weekend, you've got the 14th and the 28th are your two options. So this Friday and in 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool. And that is kind of good month to fill up anyway. And
Hmm.
seems like that October brings everybody out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Everybody comes out. Everybody wants to get their spook on, right?
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
but it's a
So
good time, and
yeah.
you could spend the night there as well. So if you want to, so it's not
Yep.
makes it
We
much
do
better
have
too.
heat.
That's right. Yeah,
Which, yeah.
yeah.
Which,
Depending right now is about every other day. You got to figure out what what you're doing. Of course,
Yeah.
a lot of people are prepared, when they go out to places, and they'll bring like hooded sweatshirts with them or something like that, just in case it's a little cool out. So, and then
Yeah.
other people don't bother to do that at all. So,
Yeah, that's another conversation I'm sure we're going to get into when we talk about the weekend. Yeah, I have no doubts that there's going to be some talk about that because it was a chilly weekend for sure. But before we get to all that stuff, what have you got going on?
well, we've got we're just kind of finishing off our month here. There's I can't forget, we've got a couple different groups coming in.
Mhm.
We've got some public investigations that we're not hosting ourselves. There's third party people that are hosting it. Ghost Hunt USA is doing one this month, and we're looking to see because I don't remember where everybody's coming in there. We've got this weekend American Hauntings is putting on one. I'm not sure if that's sold out or not. Then in a couple weeks we've got Ghost Hunt USA is coming in. There's an event going on out there on the 22nd that KarmaCon is putting on it. I forget the name. They told me the name of it was KarmaCon, but I think they've got it listed with another name. So
Hmm.
I have to find out if they get a link someplace so I can get to it because they didn't really give me a lot of information with it.
Yeah.
And so we've got a few things coming up like that for the rest of the month, and then we've actually just added this too because everybody always wants to come out and do some tours. So what we did is we've got them set up for October 30th and October 31st, Halloween. We've got tours set up. You can come out during the day, the evening, at night, either one of those 2 days. $15 for an hour and a half tour that'll be going on, and Ashley will take you through and show you everything that's going on inside Ashmore, and pretty much like do a quick tour of the place with some history, and then kind of set you free. So you can buy tickets, so that's $15 person, and we've got set up for 20 people maximum per tour time. But you could, if you really wanted to, you could pick up all the 4 tours or 5 tours or the 3 or 4 on Halloween, and just spend the day in the building for the most part for like $45, $60, something like that, or
Yeah.
just spend 3 hours, it's like $30. So that'd be kind of fun. But tickets are available on our website. You can catch them there or go to Eventbrite, and they're on there as well. So we've got that coming in for October, and then let's see if this works. It did.
It did.
November 19th, we've got Chris and Mike are coming back to Ashmore, and they're playing 2 that day. We're going to do a daytime and a nighttime investigation, and that they're going to you can come out and do a daytime with them, and they'll do a meet and greet, daytime stuff, sign autographs, take some pictures and everything, and then they're going to do a oops, didn't mean to do that. Get rid of that. There you go. Let's get it back up here. There it is. And then we'll have you can do a daytime. It's I think it was $89, or the nighttime's $89, or you can do them both for $149. And so it's a pretty good deal. Come out there and just have fun all day long. Spend at Ashmore and hang out with these guys, and that'll be fun. Kind of looking forward to that. But you can get tickets are all available at ashmorestates.net, and or you can just email me or give me a call or something. And some people have problems with PayPal stuff that's on there, and so we can work that out and make sure it's taken care of for you.
Yeah. Fun times. And those guys are a blast. They're a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yep, and they have a great following too. I mean, it's just a lot of people come out and watch them, participate with them, and have a good time with them, and and they do this every weekend. I mean, they're booked up about every weekend doing things. So
yeah, they stay busy.
Oh yeah, and they have a good time with it. So nobody gets bored or anything. So it'll be fun. Kind of looking forward to those guys coming back in November.
Yeah, be good times. And you're already booking into next year. I mean, because like when I was with you over the weekend, again, was something we'll talk about in a bit. But when I was with you, I mean, you were booking a few weekends for next year, right?
Yeah, we've already started most of next year. In fact, I think just kind of looking at the calendar here, April next year, we have one Saturday open right now. April 1st, April Fool's Day. That Saturday's open. And then in May, is my calendar working right? And let me scroll down here. In May, I think we actually booked every Saturday in May right now. And so, yeah, they're all booked up. We've got some Fridays available, but it's booking up pretty quick. So if anybody's interested, just hit me up, let me know, and we'll be glad to get it all on there. But yeah, it's starting to go crazy. I think we've got one Saturday left in June, and yeah, usually by November our Saturdays are almost always gone, except for probably November and sometimes March. And then this, we kind of like we hit the middle, and then we kind of spread out from there.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
but yeah, we've got there's a couple Saturdays probably available in each month, and that's about it right now. So it's kind of booking up kind of quick with things, and
Yeah.
just booked a couple a day. And
Yeah. I think
yeah,
we're into next year too. I mean, not as much as you, but yeah, I think we've got a son booked into next year now. Need better
Ashley says she
tennis
need better
shoes.
attention. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, running back and forth and all. That's what the golf cart's for. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Chris. I still want to do that. I've been trying to figure out some dates, and every time it's like I don't want to say I'm procrastinating, but at the same time it's like I'm trying to get some dates figured out that I can do it. And I was going to do it like in April, and those are gone. And so I really don't have any dates I can do it in April. So I'm kind of looking maybe towards September now and thinking about that. Maybe I got to get hold of a couple people, see if they're available or not. So still looking at trying to do something with it. Just it's just tough trying to figure out some dates.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I mean, it's the way people are booking like crazy already into next year. It's, sometimes once you think, oh, well, maybe we'll do this week or something, and somebody calls and books it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I actually had a date set up that I was checking with a couple of people on, and was going to do it, and then they got booked, and I couldn't do it around there because it was like, I got to be in St. Albans. I think it's the third weekend of April next year. That I'll be over there, so I'm like, I can't do it that weekend, and somebody else couldn't do the last weekend, so I'm like, okay, so I got to look at some other dates, and so yeah, it's sometimes kind of tough, and I kind of like to bring Ash Bash back. We've kind of took that off the back burner because of put it on the back burner, I should say, because of COVID and all. And in fact, I talked to Katie Stafford, and he wanted to do an event out there. Then I talked to him. They said that they're not going to be able to. They're going to have time, but he kind of gave me a great idea. He wanted to do a softball tournament. I thought, well, I'm going to do a softball. I'd rather do a wiffle ball tournament and have a paranormal wiffle ball tournament with teams come out there, because anybody can play wiffle ball. It's not a big deal. And
well, I guess maybe depends on how you look at it. If somebody wants to run for me,
you just got to hit it over the
fence. Out there. Yeah, just make a home run every time, and I can just crutch it all the way around the bases. And hit a home run. I'm good.
Yeah, that's yep, exactly. That's what I used to tell people when I was playing softball all the time. I said, you don't have to be fast. If you're, just because you're big and fat doesn't mean you have to be fast. You just have to hit the ball out of the park. So.
Yep. Just hit a home run every time, and then
then you can jog. Yeah, Lisa said she's got you.
Got my back.
Or your legs.
Yeah.
Yep. It's but yeah, it'll be a fun year coming up anyway in 2023. Hopefully, I have things I can get some things straightened out at Ashmore. I got to get taken care of and have a chance to do something, other than go out there every weekend. So
yep. Since we're talking about like events and stuff that's being booked, I'm just going to throw this out there because we've already thrown it out there before. We don't have the details yet, but April 8th, which is a Saturday, the Old Park Hotel in Texas, we are doing a Lost Limbs Foundation event down there, and we're going to work on the details and see what all we can put together with that to make it a really cool event. And it's just something to kind of write on your calendars, make either a short road trip or a very long road trip, I guess. But that's something we kind of got set up. I just wanted to throw it out there and kind of give people the date, since we do have the date set, just not the details. So should be a fun time.
I think that looking at it here, that's in Ballinger, Texas too, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Lisa said, piggyback it is. I don't know. You might have some trouble piggybacking me.
We'll just have to have Nick come up and, he'll.
Yeah, just call up Nick and say, hey, can you come out and kind of repeat from the mountain stuff, huh?
Yep, exactly. And yep, so he have to come up and spend the day just doing that. So,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
um, let's see. I'm just looking at something that mentioned that. So I had an idea that I got to check one thing here, and then I'll.
Okay.
Okay, that's not too bad. I'll talk to you later about it and see if
Okay.
maybe when I try to work it out, might be something that work out well for
I
everybody.
think I might have an idea what you're thinking.
Ah, so
I
we'll
think
see.
a certain
And
few people that's kind of around the area that
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
of an event
So,
that might. Yeah,
but
I got you. Yep.
so
Yep.
you guys are
So
listening out there. What events are you guys going to next year that
yeah.
that we may not even know about? But
Yeah. True.
kind of interesting to find out where people are headed to. You know, I'm going to see you tomorrow, right? I'm always
Yep.
thinking, Ashley.
Yep.
You should know that from all the messages I send you with stuff.
I think I know what you're thinking while you're like mentioning a minute ago. I think I have an
Yeah,
idea. So and yeah, that's cool. We'll have to talk about that later. Not putting things on the spot.
that's right. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've got we've got an event coming up here too in a week from this weekend. We'll be at Scarefest.
Yeah. Scarefest is coming up quick.
She knows how to suck up, also.
Yeah. Yep.
But yep, yeah, Scarefest is coming up, and
It
it'll
is.
be it's always a fun time. But I noticed that their their paranormal side of things it's dropped off a little bit. They don't have the people there from the paranormal like they've always had in the past as much.
Yeah, it seems more horror, like more pushed toward that genre this
Yeah, they're
year
concentrating
than
more on the
anything.
horror than they are paranormal, and it used to be
Mhm.
about a 50-50.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit heavier towards horror, but I guess that's back when Patty ran it. Patty was more into the paranormal side of things, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll be back this year with she's gonna have a booth there and all this year too, so
Yeah.
it'll be fun. But yeah, I think the Ghost Hunters are coming out, and then
Yeah.
Patty will be there. I think Dave Schrader's coming out.
Yeah. I saw that.
The Booth brothers will be there, and they're always at Scarefest,
Mhm.
and and but yeah, that's pretty much about it. I think from the paranormal side of things. So
Yeah,
um,
it's gonna be fun though. I mean, because like you see the Nightmare on Elm Street things. It looks like they have a number of guests from there, and of course Robert Englund's going to be there, which is cool. Um, but yes, I mean, there's a little bit of different stuff going on there, so that's pretty cool for the horror movies, which is I love. I mean, I love Nightmare on Elm Street. Um, I watched all those, so yeah, it'd be kind of cool seeing some of them from the movies there.
I think I was talking to Crystal the other day, and I said I've never watched one of them.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah,
It's
I'm one of those. I'm one
yeah.
of those few people that have never seen Star Wars either.
Oh, really? Wow.
Never
Hmm.
watched Star Wars. Um,
What about like the Friday the 13th movies? Watched any of
no, not
those?
really. It's
Halloween.
kind of. I think I've seen like the first one. That was about it. And
Okay.
yeah, I kind of like the. I don't really like the blood and guts type horror movies.
Hmm.
And I don't really. I like the ones that are. I'm more into the thriller side of those. Than anything.
Yeah.
The horror movies. I like those. In fact, like one of my favorite was Messengers. And
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
forget.
saw that. I remember
Yeah,
that
I forget the girl's
vaguely.
name from Twilight that played in there in that
Hmm.
movie, but yeah, that was one that I liked.
This
And
like this is like speaking of scary movies. Like check this out. Like these little figures. These figures are awesome, man. They like look how much detail to these things. I mean, they're really cool.
Mike and
Anyway,
his
that's
toys.
watched it. I know it's bad, right? It's awful. But anyway, just thought I'd throw those out
Trina,
there.
you're right that Parallel is 365. Halloween's one, but a lot of people live the Halloween side of things,
Mhm.
all year long. That's cool. And
Yeah,
the thing I look at with October, I always kind of look at October almost like sometimes like New Year's Eve, like almost like it's amateur month, where you get anybody and his brother comes out and they want to come out and get scared. They want to go in and do the haunted house stuff, and and so they're calling us up to come into Ashmore, something like that, and then they get disappointed and they write these stupid reviews up like, I went in there and didn't see any ghosts at all. I'm like, dude, you're in there for a 90-minute tour, and they're not standing in the hallways and dancing, waiting to put on a show for you. They're not on stage, so it's crazy.
Yeah, I think sometimes too, how like Travel Channel does like Ghostober and stuff. I think maybe sometimes people have that interest in the paranormal, and then maybe like when they start watching all these paranormal shows that they start putting the new seasons and stuff out, like for Ghostober and stuff like that on Travel Channel, then maybe that kind of gears them, or like, hey, spooky season because of Halloween, and then maybe they just want to get out and go and check out and maybe investigate places for the first time.
Yep, no, I think so, and people that are listening in there and kind of watching and tuning in, just in that chat, like, let us know where you guys headed in October.
Yeah,
I know that Kristen will be out at Ashmore sometime soon. I don't know. I could probably look at the thing and find out, but yeah, I don't know if it's this Friday or next Friday or when she'll be out there. But no, actually, it's not this Friday, because I think that's no, maybe it is. No, it's a different group coming out this Friday. I know that now. I remember it. But yeah, so I know she's coming out at some point. But where are you guys headed for October? You guys got any special places you like to go in October, or repeat in October, or some of the cool spots to go?
Rhodes Hotel. There you go. Gina's been
stuck at Rhodes Hotel a lot lately. So Gina helps Mike out at Rhodes. So she comes out there quite a bit.
Yeah, and then more to actually, even more like later this month and stuff too. She's been coming down a lot and helping out.
Mansion. I've seen a lot of people going out that way. I haven't been out there, but in Canada, that'd be kind of a cool spot.
What? Crystal's here?
Does she know what time it is?
What are you doing up? It's bedtime.
It's almost 9:30.
I know.
Oh, she's waiting here to talk. If we're going to talk about roasting Crystal. So
yeah,
that's the end of the program, when she passes out.
Yeah. We'll wait till like if she's in bed, and then we'll yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look at Crystal sucking up to Gina. Gina, that's crazy, because she's never said things like that to me. Karen's going to Ashmore Estates on the 29th, so yep, that's not too far from you guys either there.
No, it's not too far at all. Yeah. Gina's a lot of help though here. So Gina says she was only on for a few. Wanted to say, hey, glad you got in for a few, and
exactly.
Say hi. Surprised Crystal showed up too. Yeah.
Yep. Ashley's she's kind of stuck at Ashmore. She'll be taking care of things out there. And
Trina said what? Yeah. Oh yeah. You just pulling that up right when I was getting ready to...
military cemetery on Friday night.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun. Yeah. Hopefully, be careful with those cemeteries at night though, because a lot of them close. They're only open till dusk, so don't get a trespassing charge. You're right. You should have. Especially since you bailed out on me over the weekend.
Yeah. Speaking of the weekend, it got chilly, man. It's like, like what we were talking about earlier with, just like the joking around with the hoodie weather and all that stuff. Yeah, I wear shorts year round, and I'm good. Like, it could be 10 degrees outside. I can go out for a little bit and come back in, but like we had the event like over the weekend. You took the Mystery Machine down to the Haunted Majestic in West Virginia. It's a chilly weekend. We were outside for hours. So yeah, after a little bit, I was shivering. I went and bought a hoodie. I had the hood at one point.
And why did you buy the hoodie, Mike?
Because I didn't actually have a hoodie with me. Yeah. But yeah, so at one point I have the hoodie, like, is the hood is pulled down. There might have been that much space where I could see, and that was I could only see down because I had my head down because it was getting cold. I'd put my nose like up and underneath my shirt like this. So I had like this little piece in here that I could actually see. But it was a fun event. It was nice. It was a good time over the weekend.
I would say you're embarrassing, but there wasn't a lot of people there, unfortunately, that would have noticed anyway. So, yeah, you kind of like
you're kind of cutting in and out.
Oh, you're. I would say that you were an embarrassment, but you were buried in that sweatshirt, so nobody would have noticed you anyways. So it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't something on your end maybe like your voice you're cutting in and out. Like I hear like static and then I hear you and yeah, so it's kind of cutting in and out. I don't know if maybe your earbuds or something are dying. Maybe I don't know.
Nope, they said they're fully charged and haven't done anything different than usual. So I'm not sure. And,
yeah, I don't know. It's cutting in and out though. I mean, to me anyway. I don't know if anybody else is getting it. But yeah, like I get a couple words and I hear static and then you cut completely out and then kind of pops back in. I don't know. And I know mine are charged up. Now I'm hearing you fine. So yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
It's paranormal.
But yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Majestic was pretty cool. It was we didn't actually go on the boat because when we got there, we walked out there where the ship is, and we both looked down. And if you've ever been to Waverly Hills, that's kind of what it was like going down the death chute, and then you had to come back up. And I'm like, oh yeah, not doing that. So it's like, my legs would bother me, and yeah, Mike on the crutches and me at the back leg, and we're like, yeah. Of course, somebody after we walked back a half a mile to get back up there, the guy's like, you could have just drove down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There was no way to do that trip down. I mean, that slope, I mean, going down the slope would have been, well in the crutches, but coming back up would have just been, I'd have been done. I'd have been like, yeah, I'm ready to go back to the hotel and call it a night. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was, when I looked at that originally, when he contacted me about coming out there and he said it was in West Virginia, I'm thinking, oh God, that's a long ways out there. So, but I looked it up, and he's literally on the corner of Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia. So it's an 8-hour trip with the van, pulling the van out there and back from Central Illinois was an 8-hour drive. So it's not nearly as bad as I thought. And it would be, if somebody's looking for a cool place to go to do a paranormal investigation that they probably never had a chance to do something on, that ship would be kind of fun to do that because it is haunted. They do 2 paranormal investigations there. You can go out there and you can hit the ship. You can do that. And Mothman's 30 minutes away from the ship. So yeah, you can spend a weekend out there and have a good time doing an investigation and sightseeing, especially if you're from, in the Central Illinois, Indiana area, something like that. It's not a bad drive really at all.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like it's different. I mean, it was really cool. Of course, we saw it from a distance since we were like, yeah, we're not going down there, to get to it. But yeah, I mean, it looks really cool, and just the stuff that we've heard about it and everything, it would be a cool place to investigate.
And they do have a team out there that goes out and investigates it quite a bit. And then, in fact, they take other people out there with them. And so it's a good place to go. I mean, it'd be kind of fun, just something a lot different than normal. Than most people have ever done is go out there on a ship. And, just if you've not had a chance, look up check them out, because I don't know if I still got their website on here or not. But, yeah, I do. Check out their website, hauntedmajestic.com, and see what they've got going. They're a 4th-year haunted house for entertainment purposes. But they do so much. They had a magician out there doing 4 or 5 shows during the night, just kind of doing the same show, but he was doing it 4 or 5 different times. They had a fire breather out there, and then they had Mike's favorite. They had the reptile people.
Yeah, Robbin's talking to him and bringing them even closer. When they got these big snakes and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of thought that's why I was asking them legit questions about the snakes because I mean, snakes I know are warm weather animals and most reptiles
Yeah.
are anyway. But yeah, they said that they were good up to about 50 degrees. And I'm like, well, we're pushing the limit on that then.
Yeah, because I mean, like it got down in the 40s. I mean, wasn't it? So I mean, yeah, having them out, that was pretty cold for him. The snake was probably cussing them all to pieces and get me out of
Yeah,
here. Where you got
that,
me at?
yeah, that snake. In fact, I thought that was a good time if you ever wanted to touch a snake, which I was almost thinking about doing. 'Cause I'm not a snake fan either way, but now would be a good time because that snake probably is cold and doesn't want to move anyway, and the bite he'd be like, oh, this is too much effort. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
like, yeah,
Too cold to bite anybody. Yeah. Yeah. And like, the trip, like you said, Point Pleasant was like 30 miles maybe. So we got to go and check out all the Mothman stuff. We got to go to the museum and all that. And that was pretty cool. And we got to take our pictures by the Mothman statue was fun and interesting.
well, that Mothman guy is not a nice guy. I mean, he just is
No,
not a nice guy at all.
he's
I mean,
not. He likes to take things from people.
yeah, took
As you
my
can see in the
crutches.
picture. Yeah, my crutches just took my crutches.
Yep. And I guess he was going to fly away with her or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah,
So, but yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, the Mothman thing down there is, you know, I don't know if you could, it's kind of like Bigfoot and all. I mean, you don't know if this stuff's real or not, but that town has embraced Mothman, and
Yes.
so they've taken Mothman from 50 years ago, I think it's 66, 67, something like that. I forget what it was, and it was, and they've just embraced it,
Mm,
and they built a tourist town. It's almost like welcome to Mothman City. When you get there because
yeah.
everything around there is pretty much Mothman. I mean, it had a
Yeah.
whole Mothman festival in town.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. I mean, it was fun going in and into the museum and just looking at the different news articles and clippings and stuff like that they had in there.
Yeah, Terry, from you, it's probably about 10 hours to get out that way. But if you go out there, just schedule an investigation at the ship and then hit Mothman up also. Because the
Yeah.
town's not that big. It's like 4,000 people. But, when I look at that town with 4,000 people, and Auburn, where I live, has like 4,500, there's so
Mm,
much more going on in that town. And it's got to be because of Mothman. So,
yeah.
so if,
Yeah.
if so if anybody invents something that's happening in their town and they embrace it, they'll probably do pretty well with it. If they can keep up the interest and all.
Yeah. 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 Hillbilly hot dogs. That was awesome.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was. In fact, I don't have any pictures on there, but we've got a bunch on our Facebook pages and everything. But
Yeah.
that was a interesting place. We drove by it on the way out and saw it there, but it was an open we would drove through.
We
So
saw
it
the
was,
van like hanging in a tree, and you're like, "Oh,
yeah.
let's want to go back and check this place out." I'm like, "Yeah,
So yep. So there's a lot of cars and everything around there. So we decided just kind of go see what this is all about. So we
yeah,
ate lunch not too long prior to that, but it'd be like, well, hell, if you got to stop, you got to get something here anyway. So
yeah,
we each got one of the hillbilly hot dogs and the half
hmm
order onion rings, and
yeah,
but yeah, and the hot dogs are good. It's kind of
yeah,
unique. They actually have their buses that they cook in, and then their restaurant
hmm
areas in a bus, and or you can sit outside, which was what we did.
yeah, yeah." It looked maybe a little bit too awkward for the crutches, maybe in spots in there, but yeah. And I mean, they had a long line when we got there. I mean, there were all kinds of cars there. So and like you mentioned too. I mean, that goes to show you if you have a good idea and you're unique, you can make a business work.
Oh yeah, yep, and that's what I read a little bit of history about that place, and that's what the guy said. He said I think they came back to the area, and he's like, I'm gonna open a hot dog stand out here, see how it goes. And that's what
Mhm.
he did. And he just kind of branched onto it, and you didn't spend a lot of money on decor, but it works for him perfect. Of
Yeah.
course, spent some time and effort with those buses and getting everything set up for those for the for cooking and everything there. But yeah,
Yeah.
it works out. It works out fantastic for
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun going there too. Yeah, it's just overall the whole weekend was a lot of fun. Of course, taking the Mystery Machine out. That was the first time this whole year that you've had it out, right?
them. Right. Yep. That was it. And
Yeah.
yep, first time out this year. So it's
Yep. Two more
yeah.
trips with it.
Yep. Gonna head to Scarefest, and then we're headed up to Grand Rapids Comic Con. And
Yeah. Yeah. What's that? Go ahead.
no, that's the Comic Con's going to be a little different this year.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Because I mean, it's going to be kind of cool because they have what 4 or 5 of the people that played Jason Voorhees in the movies. Like, so that's pretty cool. All those guys be in one place at the same time. So.
Oh yeah, and I've actually have some Camp Crystal Lake wine that I'm gonna have to bring the bottles down. That Adrian signed them for me. I have to bring them down there and have some of those
Yeah.
guys sign those bottles too, and we'll use
Yeah.
those auction items in the event we do in February here.
Yeah. I'm sure Kane probably won't be any trouble. I mean, he's always been awesome about signing stuff for Lost Limbs Foundation. So, yeah, I'd imagine, of course, can't say for sure, but,
Yeah,
he's always been good about signing things. I mean, even last year, was it last year at Scarefest?
yeah, he did. Yep.
When we were there, Crystal and I went over because, like, it was somebody you knew made like that Crystal Lake sign, wasn't it?
Yeah, Richard Hammer. Yep. Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
And
Got
in
to
fact, I
plug
told him
him. Yeah.
he's going to bring a couple of them out this year. So he does some really cool stuff too.
Yeah.
And I think it's I forget the name of his business, but he's got it at Scarefest and lots of signs and everything, and lots of different stuff that he builds and all brings out there to sell. But yeah, he does a nice job with it. It's like a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he donated that for us to use, and Kane signed that, and then he like grabbed a few pictures and he signed. And he's like, "Here you go, we'll throw that with it." And Crystal and I are getting ready to walk off, and he's like, "Hang on a minute." So then he grabs like one of the I think it was on Xbox, the Friday the 13th game, and he just grabbed that. He like that was his sitting there to sell, and he's just like, "Hang on a minute." So he grabs that and opens it up, signs it, and he's like, "Here you go, take that with you too." So I mean, he's usually really, really good about signing stuff.
Yep, and that sign we auctioned off here at Unity Day, and I think I want to say it brought like $500 or something like that. It looked
Wow.
pretty big money, and
Yeah.
yep. So hopefully do something like that again this year, and
Yeah.
we'll bring in some big cash then.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. It's really cool. It's always nice having different little, different things like that because people love other little, unique, rare items or something, and they get signed and everything. So it seems to
Oh yeah.
raise more money.
Well, and I know it's kind of early, but speaking of raising money and all for the charity, it's in about 2 months we're going to be doing our my annual fundraiser that we do for the birthday Facebook fundraiser. That we've been doing about $6,000 a year, someplace in that area on that to help raise money for Lost Limbs Foundation. So if anybody's got anything they want to donate to that, hit me up, let me know, and we can maybe make arrangements to try to get it, or have you ship it right straight to whoever wins it. Also, but yeah, we got that coming up here, and probably we usually give it away. I think we gave it away last year I think I did the drawing on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. I forget what it was. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was sometime around that. It was on one of the holidays.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Christmas Eve. Maybe it was Christmas Eve morning or something.
Yeah, I think it might have been like around Christmas Eve or something.
Yeah. And but yeah, so we'll be doing that again this year too, trying to help raise some more money.
Yeah.
For Lost Limbs.
Yeah. And speaking of that too, I want to mention real quick, like speaking of Haunted Majestic over the weekend, they did like these paranormal tours that they had going on over the weekend, and they said they were donating half of the money over to the to the charity, and they ended up donating $200 over the weekend. So
yeah, that's great. Dana's a great guy. He seems he was kind of into the charity thing, and in fact, and we haven't really pulled it out of there to say anything to look at it, but there was a lot of money dropped off in the little collection box that I have to open up
Yeah.
sometime, and and we'll probably use that Scarefest, open it up and pull it out of there and give it to you then, and then start all over at Scarefest. But there's probably another $50 or so in there, and I know
Mm.
George donated the money and to there, and he dropped the money that he raised from for the week before. He said in there
Yeah.
because they get like 10 cents for every ticket that's sold goes to the actors for a charity of their choice, which is kind
Mm.
of cool because you're bringing
Yeah.
these actors in and all, and they're so they're donating. Which didn't sound like a lot, but he probably has about 30 actors a night, so that's like $3 out of every ticket is being donated to charity
Yeah.
for every ticket he sells. So that works out pretty well for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was nice. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, Terry said she's headed up to McIntyre, so you can say hi to Stephanie for Karen. But Terry, you may not want to do that because you might get thrown out. Maybe wait till the end and then say something. But hey, by the way, Karen said hi.
Yeah. So yeah, this month is pretty busy though. I mean, with Scarefest coming up, and then, well, of course, next month is Grand Rapids Comic Con, but then it kind of slows down just a little bit after that, and that's when we usually get our time. Of course, you're not going to have any time because you're going to be working on probably the house and doing stuff out at Ashmore and everything for a while.
Yeah, we got a few things to do, and I still got the project that I'm working on from the for the camera hookups. I'm going to get that done. I think I've got 2 floors done. I got to do the third floor, so it works out really well sometimes doing that in the winter because I have to burn I melt the plastic off the wire, and I just pull it off my fingers, and that way my fingers get kind of cold, and I don't notice how hot it is. So,
No, yeah, yeah,
so yeah, when I strip the wires, it makes it a little bit easier that way.
yeah. It's doing some different things then with the cameras, or just kind of rearranging stuff.
No, I started it last year actually. Just haven't had a chance to do it this year. But on each floor out there, I'm putting in 16 different connections. So basically there's 4 channels that'll have 4 connections for each channel. So you can
Hmm.
plug a camera in on each floor on each channel. So you get like 4 cameras per floor, and then they run right straight back. And basically with about a 25-foot Ethernet cable, you can hook up your cameras. And if you don't have Ethernet, it's okay. I've got BNC adapters for the Ethernet. So if you either BNC or Ethernet are the two that everybody uses, so you'll be able to hook up the cameras and run them right straight back to our team room without any problem. But yeah, with just like 25-foot Ethernet cables,
Yeah,
which saves a lot because you can move those things around really, really quick.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
Abby, you helped and you didn't mess it up. You were just running the wires. You weren't stripping the wires and hooking them up to the little boxes. So we'll have to talk about that. That's a little
Yeah, yeah,
but
you're all the time doing things. I like the setup out at Ashmore, how you have things set up that help the teams when they're there. With having a lot of the cables and different different things that you have on the floors. For teams to be able to just hook directly into. I mean, to help them with their investigations and stuff.
yeah, you try to do it to make it a little bit easier for people, and
Hmm.
when they want to come and investigate, it saves some time. So you're not running cable wires throughout the building and everything. We've already done that, so the wires are already there anyway,
Yeah,
and all they
yeah.
got to do is hook up to the cameras. But this way, it'll be that much easier because now they can just, if they want to rearrange cameras, all they got to do is everything's color coded. So all they got to
Hmm.
do is like, yeah, I'm going to take this yellow camera, move it down to this room here, and I'll just plug it into a yellow, box over here, and they can do that. So you can move the cameras around in a matter of a minute or so on each floor versus having to string wires and pull wires through and everything. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot better for people. And like I said, I've already got 2 floors done. I just got to do the
Hmm.
third one.
Yeah. Maybe you can do sometime. Maybe you can do a monthly thing like some of the places do, and just like maybe set up a few cameras in a couple like spots, maybe, and a few hot spots, and get people
Stream them
to
out
to
there.
sign up and yeah, stream them out there. Yeah,
In fact, Ashley will
maybe.
contest, agree with me on this, but I've she has, since she's out there all the time anyway, she has access to the cameras, and
Hmm.
you get so many times that those cameras go off that it's just like you're watching. I mean, yours were outside, but these were inside for the most part, and the cameras are going off,
Yeah.
and it's like, what's going off? What's setting them off? And you look at the cameras, and the lights on the stairways are on. So something's tripped those lights on the stairway, and the camera went off at the same time. So it's like, what's going on with
Yeah.
this? How's that happen? But yeah, it's kind of messed up sometimes. You're wondering, what it is, and then you look at the cameras on the like the first floor lights are on, and then all of a sudden the second floor lights go on, and so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I did the same thing. I turned my notifications off. It's like, yep, the alarm system works out well. That's a if the alarm goes off, then I get notified on that, so that's even better. And Ashley
Yeah.
is living out there. If the alarm goes off, I know she's going to hear it. So there's not much doubt in
Yeah.
my mind about that.
Yeah. And as you noticed over the weekend, my phone is constantly going off because, I mean, I've got what, like 4 cameras outside, then I've got what, 5 or 6 more inside. So yeah, that's just like ding, ding. It's like off and on throughout the whole day and night. Yeah.
Terry, one thing that I always kind of look at this stuff and, think, like the bathroom facilities and all, people are like, do you have bathrooms? I'm like, yeah. And it's like, you kind of wonder, it's like, really? The places don't, but some of them don't. In fact, I mean, Ashmore didn't either. And,
Yeah.
so when I first bought it, there was no bathrooms there. And I thought, this is stupid. How can you not have bathrooms at a facility like this? And then you're inviting people in and all. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, so we put the shower in there as well and did stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me sometimes. But I don't know what these guys do with the money that they make in, bring in from these locations. We try to put it back in there as much as we can.
Yeah.
And
There was someone that was here recently that said that they've been here before, but they're like, it's been a long time ago, when they came in, they're like, oh, it's changed. And I'm like, really changed it? And they were like, yeah, the last time I was here, there was no electricity. They said there was no bathrooms. I'm like, how long ago was this when you were here? Yeah.
because I mean, I've been there probably 10 to 15 years ago, and there was bathrooms and electricity then.
Yeah, so
Um,
that's why I was like, "How long ago was it when you were here?" But yeah, she said like that they're, they had to go find a gas station to go to the restroom and then come back and all that. And I'm like, "Wow!" It's like got 3 now, got 3 bathrooms here now.
yeah, that's just kind of crazy.
Yeah,
And there's
so
three plus 2 private. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yep, 2 private. Yep, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean it's been busy and it's interesting like with her, oh, I've been there but it's been years ago and I'm like, it has been a long time, I guess.
So what's the for you guys that are listening in and all tonight? What's throw in the chat room there for us? What's the biggest thing that you look for in a location to that you want to when you go to a location? What's the biggest thing you look for?
Yeah.
Or maybe what do you appreciate most, or what do you like most about a location? And I'm not talking about in the individual location, but just something that's there. It's like,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Thanks, Susan.
it is.
So
Yeah, it is very
yeah,
comfortable. I agree. Yeah, clean
yep.
bathrooms and TV. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to stay on top of the TP. Ashley will let me know, or Abby or Terry. It's like, hey, we're getting short on this stuff, and I usually try to keep it stocked up pretty well.
Yeah, same here. It's about time to make that paper towel TP run though. Like we just go and stock up like heavily there for to last for a while.
Yeah, I like seeing stuff like the history, because sometimes places don't have that out there, or they don't share it with you, or they expect you to find it, or maybe they'll tell you about it, but it's kind of nice to have something out there that you can see stuff.
Mm.
That's kind of a big pet peeve of mine too, is that some of these locations where they've got stuff laying everywhere inside the building, they let people in. I'm like, maybe it's from the EMS/insurance side of me, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, well, why? I mean, even in Ashmore, when I bought Ashmore, it was a mess. You were there,
Oh God.
and
Yeah.
I really didn't want anybody in there. There were some investigations that were already booked, that already spent the money. The money was gone. I didn't even see it. I mean, it's I just let people come in and investigate that already booked investigations, because they already blown the money. They were supposed to give it to me, but they never did, which didn't
Mm,
surprise me. And but that place was a mess, and I kind of, in fact, I had a couple people got really mad at me because they were supposed to have an event there later that year, and I told them, I said, not until this place is cleaned up. And they said, well, we're trying
yeah.
to raise money for the building. I'm like, well, I appreciate it. I said, but at the same time, you were doing this beforehand, and I don't like the handouts, and so I don't want to do anything until the place is cleaned up. And they didn't. They blew up, got all ticked off at me about the whole thing, and
Yeah.
of course, they went to the keyboard warriors. Let's go out to Facebook and badmouth the guy because we're trying to help him out. He doesn't want our money. I'm like, no, that's not it. It was the place was just bad, and
It was, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I remember, and I tell people this too. Like, that's been there. Like, people come here, and I tell them about it, and oh yeah, I've been there, and we talk about things, and I'm like, I was there the day you took over, and literally, I had to turn sideways on my crutches and move the crutches to
right,
the side to get down the hallways because they were full of stuff.
yeah. In fact, Ashley was her and Michelle Murray cleaned out the one closet, the paint closet, and there was about 200 gallons of paint in that closet that took out of there. That were just, some was bad, some was good, but yeah, it was
Wow.
pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of places that we've had. I don't want to say it's black mold, but we've had some surface stuff that pops up. I mean, the problem with a lot of these locations, and you have to keep in mind that, like Ashmore, for instance, or even like Waverly Hills or any of those like that, there's no heat, there's no air conditioning, there's not a lot of good ventilation. So these places are going to have some surface mold. It's just a matter of trying to keep up with it and clean it. Trying to make sure that it's not doesn't get worse. And we had some issues with the one area that got some water in there. I pulled it all off, and we redid everything in there and got rid of it. Um, but yeah, it's. I know that there was one location that's, I'm not going to mention names, but there was one location that had a lot of black mold problems, and they were open for investigations and everything. And since then, it was closed down and it's reopened. And I think they got rid of it all, because I was told that stuff was gone. So, which
That's
is good,
good.
because
Yeah.
yeah, that's not something you want to be around.
No.
And
Yeah.
yep, the paint was never ending. Yeah, in fact, I took all that paint out, and I took a big old tarp, and you can throw the paint away if it's dry. So I
Hmm.
took this big tarp and made the Ashmore mosaic. We poured all the paint on this tarp and let it sit out there for a few days till it completely dried, and then we threw the
Mhm.
tarp away. And the cans were all dried out by that time too, so we just get rid of it all like that.
Yeah, that's smart thinking.
And
Yep. Yeah, yeah. That's could have sold it as Ashmore art, maybe. Oh,
yeah, it was heavy. So I needed to
I
trash
bet
it
it
back then.
was.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
cut it up in sections just to throw it away.
Yeah, I bet it was. Imagine it was heavy. Yeah.
But you've got one you've got one section of the building out there that needs some attention and some siding. So, if there's some people out there that are either carpenters or contractors that are interested in helping out with something, get a hold of Mike. He needs some siding put on the west side of the building out there.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
kind of bad.
both sides, but the west side is like the worst. Yeah. The west side desperately needs siding for sure. And yeah, it would be a lot easier and cheaper if we had people to be able to help with some of it. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Hopefully, find somebody to come out and do some of that.
Yeah, yeah. So like Robin said, if anybody's good with siding and stuff, find me, send me a message on Facebook or something, and let me know, and maybe we can figure something out.
Yeah, it's having garbage laid around. That's what's great. I mean, Abby, Ashley, and Terry all clean up the place there afterwards, take the garbage and throw it away and all. And we haven't had any catfish laying around on our stair
No.
railings lately. So,
Yeah,
and
same here.
yeah, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I can't
Mhm.
imagine somebody leaving a catfish on the stair rail. So
Yeah.
that's a little bit much.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, I mean, we try to keep everything pretty cleaned up and stuff here, and everything. For when each group comes in, and just like even when I'm gone on the weekends, when Gina's here, and her and Steven and stuff. I mean, they're always helping with stuff, and they make sure everything's put away and all that stuff for me whenever I'm gone.
Yep. And and before we got here tonight, I got to bring this up, especially because she's probably already going to bed now. But we're we're gonna I'm gonna have to get with Chad, and we're gonna have to do this crystal roast that we talked about to help raise some money for the charity. And
Yep.
yep, got to bring that in and get that going. And roasting Crystal about all the silly, crazy, stupid things she's done over the last umpteen years. Oh darn, she's
Oh,
still
she's
there.
here. She was waiting on it. She's like, I know they're gonna bring this up, so I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna stay in on you. Yep.
Yep. But yeah, and nothing else. I'll just I've got a lot of pictures of Crystal too that I can. Now that I've figured out how to add these pictures, we can just do a night revolving pictures with Crystal too.
Yep. Be
And
like, here's the
and
show.
yeah, and we can what we can do is we can charge so much to put it up, or we can charge so much to take them down. And yeah, so we can we can really work it out to make some stuff.
She said, "Don't you dare."
Look, donut demon. It's
Donut
it's gonna
demon.
have to happen. I mean, it's like I think I could probably find some of those pictures right now if I went there.
Oh.
I could probably pull it up and yep. Oh, there's a couple right there. Yeah, I can just I got there's a good one. I just gotta convert this over to PDF and I can have it up here in a heartbeat. And, yep. Now this is one of my favorite ones too. When we were out for a restaurant and had dinner, and she threatened me with a knife. And yep. So of course, everybody at Unity Day last year got a chance to see because the donut demon stole all of our frozen donuts from the Unity Day. So, but there wasn't any available. So,
She said, "I'll report you."
who you gonna report me to? Oh, don't feel sorry for Crystal. Everybody's like, poor Crystal, poor Crystal. You really don't know. She's a redhead. You know how redheads are. She may come off as a sweet, innocent person, but Mike and I, we know different. And Chad Lindbergh, you don't even want to get Chad started, and yeah, he'll tell you he knows all about it. So yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. I
that'll
mean,
be
the,
a fun one.
the roast was originally his idea, wasn't it?
So
Because remember, like, because
yeah,
of in Michigan, the one year, we did the video, and he was talking about doing the roast of Crystal.
yeah. you know, she's the only one that doesn't refer you as a stalker. She doesn't know you well enough, Abby. So. And Crystal, no, you're not an angel. No, that's not even close. And yep. So, but well, it's about that time to get out of here tonight.
It
So, who
is,
we got coming out
yeah.
next week? Do you remember?
We
Since I didn't
have
sign up
Rosalind and
before.
Michael Lewis. So you remember, like a lot of people probably remember Rosalind from Ghost Hunters Academy, and yeah, her and her husband will be on next week, and we'll be talking to them about some stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I've talked to Rosalind, for quite a while, and I'll probably say something next week when we talk to Rosalind. But Rosalind she's a very cool person. When we did
Yeah.
the birthday party for Ashmore in 2016, I was going to reimburse everybody for their travel. I basically paid for all the travel and everything for people right up front and everything. So my name's not somebody that puts on Vegas events, and so we paid for all the travel stuff, everything right up front. But Rosalind said, "Well, I'll just bring you the invoice." And I said, "All right," because she booked her own flight and everything, and she would not let me reimburse her for that. She said, "Let's just leave it in the money in the charity, then it'll come out. So we did, but yeah, so but yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of cool that she just did that. That she came
Yeah.
out basically on her own dime to come out to the event, and yeah, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be fun talking to him. And I mean, I haven't talked to her in quite a while. And actually, I don't know Michael. So,
No, I've never
yeah.
met Michael either. I mean,
Yeah.
when we sent Rosalind, she was actually last time I probably seen her might have been 2016. When
It's
was your
been,
Scottsburg? When was the Scottsburg event you did?
oh gosh, I
It was
don't
before that,
remember.
wasn't it? I think it was before
I think it
2016.
was. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it
and
was.
she hasn't been out doing too much with the paranormal, at all lately that I've seen. So, yeah, so it'll be interesting to talk to her, find out what she's been doing, what her and her husband have been up to, and
Yeah.
where they're at now. So yeah,
Yep.
so we'll be talking to them next week. So you don't have to listen to us jabbering on and everything and talking
Yeah.
about like silly sister. So
Yep.
now, Trina, we're the angels. you know, we're
Yep.
the ones that get everything done. She's just the one that sits out there and causes trouble. I
Troublemaker.
mean, did you ever see? She threw a pie in my face. I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yep.
that's
Got
Tell
to
me about who the
remind people
troublemaker
that.
is.
Yeah.
You sit there and you just get the, you loan the charity enough money to buy the Rose Hotel, then she just like,
You
oh,
get
it's
a
good, you're
pie in the
done.
face after it's
And you
paid.
throw a pie at me as I'm walking out the door. Like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. And I'm surprised she didn't have a dartboard in there with my picture on it. She was throwing darts at or something. So Susan and I have never deserved anything like that.
Crystal said that was the best day of her life.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm glad you had your moment, your one moment. So
Yeah.
my best day of my life with you is coming. So,
Oh.
yep. And all
Uh-oh.
those little times you said you hurt I almost hurt your feelings. Guess what? So,
Yeah.
oh, you guys were at the road today. She did that, huh? Oh, well, I had to
Yeah.
leave. I was kind of covered with
Yeah, just a
cream
little.
and everything. But
Yep. Had a little bit of pie on you. Just a little
okay,
bit.
well, um, gonna kind of wrap things up here, and
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been fun. It kind of hour kind of flew by here really quick, but
You did. Yeah.
yeah, just make sure you check out Asher Walton at the end of this month. Tickets still available. Get them now while you can because it's going to sell out.
Yeah. Yep.
And then come out to Ashmore and check out the tours, and it'll be kind of fun. It's a good time for the photo. I mean, you can do some photos, daytime, evening, whatever you want to do, and or you can check out the guys from Tennessee Race Chasers going to be out there. So in
Yeah.
November, so that'll be fun as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
So
Thank you guys for tuning in. Anybody that hasn't, go check out the YouTube channel if you would, and subscribe to LLF Radio, and you can watch all the episodes on there. And we appreciate you. Like when we do these episodes where it's just us blabbing the whole hour, we appreciate you tuning in for those as well.
So yep. So we'll talk to everybody next week, and
Yep.
hopefully we'll catch up with you then.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in again.
Yep. Have a safe one. Night, everybody.
Night. My name is Mike, and I'm the founder of the Lost Limbs Foundation. The Lost Limbs Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides assistance to amputee children in need of prosthetics. I started the charity after my own struggles after my leg being amputated just above the knee. Prosthetics cost thousands of dollars, and the average lifespan is 5 to 7 years on a prosthetic. Kids are constantly growing, so they'll go through multiple prosthetics throughout their life. This is the prosthetic leg that I use, and the cost was about $70,000. The Rhodes Hotel is in Atlanta, Indiana, and is owned and operated by the Lost Limbs Foundation. We are currently doing photo shoots, ghost hunts, and special events to help raise money for the charity. For more information, you can go to lostlimbsfoundation.org. With your help, we can help these kids one step at a time.